Once upon a time there was a man named Varden who worked as a butcher at the market. Every day a woman came to him, gave him a heavy gold coin and took an intact sheep. She brought along a porter who had a very large basket. He put the sheep in the lane and carried it away. The next day, she came again and bought a whole sheep. The work continues day after day, year after year. One day, the butcher Varden, who received one from a certain customer every day, thought to himself, and quote, "Every day that woman comes to my place to buy a sheep, then disappears. She has never changed her rules. Is this not a strange thing?" The next day, taking advantage of a favorable moment, Varden asked the porter, "Where do you and that woman go every day?" The porter replied, "I was also very surprised. Every time, after buying your sheep and putting it in my bag, she would buy a gold coin and number 39's worth of fruit, candles, candies and other spices. Then we went to a Christian man and number 39's house to buy 2 small barrels of wine for another gold coin. Loading all these things up for me to carry, we headed to the Prime Minister and number 39's garden. There, she blindfolded me so I wouldn't and #39's know where we were going, then took my hand and led me into a certain house, and told me to move the goods to another bag. Then she led me back, took off the cloth covering my eyes, gave me 10 silver coins and sent me home." After listening to the story, he said, "May Allah bless her." Then, he thought more and more. Doubt and curiosity overcame him, and so he tossed and turned all night. The next day, as usual, the woman went to Varden the butcher, paid a gold coin for a lamb, loaded it onto the porter and number 39's basket and left. Immediately, the butcher asked a close friend to look after the shop, then secretly followed the woman. He quietly followed her to the outskirts to the king and number 39's garden. There, she took out a towel, blindfolded the porter and led him on. The butcher carefully and gently followed them. A moment later, they came to the edge of a mountain. There, the woman took off the porter and number 39's bag, gave him an empty bag and led him back to the garden, while Varden hid in a bush, never taking his eyes off the man. Grandma. After sending the porter away, she returned, pushed away a rock, and entered a cave. After waiting a while, Varden also pushed the rock away and snuck inside. Behind the stone is a bronze door, and inside are stairs. He carefully walked down the steps and into a long, bright hallway. Going through that hallway, Varden entered a large room. Hiding in a hidden corner, the butcher saw the woman slicing up the lamb and number 39's meat, then cutting off the soft butt meat and putting it in the pot. The remaining meat, she threw to a giant standing nearby. While the bear ate the sheep, she cooked food for herself. When the meat was cooked, she began to eat it. Having eaten her fill, she took out fruit and wine, poured them into 2 golden cups and drank with the bear. Finally, the woman and the bear were so drunk that they fell down as if dead. At that time, Varden could not help himself. He asserted that a favorable opportunity had come. He went out, pulled out his butcher and number 39's knife, then jumped towards the bear, plunged the knife deep into the bear and number 39's throat and severed its head from its body. The bear could only let out a terrifying roar, like thunder during a storm. Then the woman woke up and was extremely frightened. Seeing the bear with its head missing and the butcher Holding a knife in his hand, she screamed, as if someone had pulled out her heart. When she calmed down, she shouted, "Varden, you paid the price for my good deeds like that." "Oh crazy woman, you are your own enemy," he replied. "Can you not find a friend among humans? Can it be easy to drink with wild beasts? Is it more bearable?" The woman looked down and didn't and #39 answer anything. Finally, she looked at the headless bear and said, "Oh Varden, what do you want? If you listen and follow my wishes, you will live, but if you do not do what I want, you will die." When he said he would obediently follow her orders, she said, "Cut off my head, like you cut off the bear and number 39's head. After that, you can take as many treasures from the treasure here as you want. When you and number 39 done, please leave immediately." "Am I more stupid than that bear?" Varden exclaimed. "It and number 39's best for you to give up your mistakes and return to the path of Saint Allah. I will marry you, and with this wealth we will live out our lives." But the woman shook her head. "That and number 39's impossible, Varden. After it died, I could and #39 live anymore. Dear Allah, if you don and number 39 kill me, you will have to leave this world. That and number 39 my decision, and that and number 39 it. Then what should I do now?" Varden exclaimed. "Now I will slit your throat, and you will return to the King of Hell immediately." Having said that, he grabbed her hair and cut her throat with a knife, causing blood to spurt out from her neck like a stream. After killing her, the butcher looked around the cave and saw that there was a lot of gold, silver, pearls and precious stones that even kings could not have in full and in such abundance. He took the porter and number 39's basket, filled it with gold and precious stones, covered the top with a towel, and left the cave. He walked all the way without stopping, and finally returned to the capital. Outside the city gates, he met the king with his soldiers escorting him. "Varden," the king asked the butcher, "have you killed the bear and the woman?" "My lord, I and number 39 am killed," he replied. "Rest assured and be happy." The king said, "Everything you bring back from the treasure is yours, and no one can touch it." Varden placed the basket down in front of the king. He lifted the towel to see what was inside. Then he sent the butcher to tell him in detail what had happened, even though he already knew everything. After listening to Varden and number 39's story, the king said, "You never lied." He ordered him to be led to the cave and showed him where the treasure was. Varden turned back to the mountain where the treasure was kept, and the king and his servants followed him. When they went down to the cave, they saw that the door to the room was closed. "Varden, unlock the door," said the king, "because your name is written on it, so no one else can open the door except you." The butcher approached the bronze door, prayed to Allah for help, then pushed the door, and it opened wide. "Varden," said the king again, "go in and take out all the treasure, because except you, no one is allowed to enter there. The goblin used your name to seal it, so only you can get the treasure. In one of my precious books, it is written, you will kill the bear and the woman and be allowed to go to the treasure. I and number 39, they've been waiting for it to happen, and it and number 39's finally done. Now go in there, pray to Allah, and bring everything out." The butcher went into the room and brought out all the treasures there for the king. They loaded the treasure onto mules and returned to the capital. Varden brought the basket full of treasures home, bought a large and luxurious store in the market, and began trading. Thank you for joining us for today's fairy tale. We hope these stories bring joy and meaning to your day. If you love our channel, please hit the subscribe button so you won't miss any exciting tales. Wishing you a good night and sweet dreams. See you in the next story.